developing country India and our state because of its infectious disease in nature, number one, and also because of its co-infection with HIV, TB, and hepatitis B, and all this. Just for our consumption. Initially, I also deeply involved in the TB program, so I have still some memories. Tuberculosis, we have two types of tuberculosis. One is pulmonary TB, combination of drugs, regional treatment, which is a very long duration. And we have, because of early days, TB drugs were prescribed without a monitoring, and TB drugs were selling in the pharmacies. But now TB drugs are not available in the chemists. It is national.
Commissioner and Secretary V.Kezo, our Principal Director, Dr. Ritu, and all the dignitaries, and all the members of this State TB Forum present here. NTP has taken many steps to address some of the factors that may increase morbidity and mortality among TB patients. So this TB forum has been formed at the state level to give voice to the advocacy community and advocates with the program managers for the resolution of challenges faced by the TB patients in accessing the TB services. We have TB champions who is a TB survivor, who has been trained using the standard training curriculum and is willing to work actively in the community of TB elimination. To decrease the stigma associated with TB disease, better IC advocacy are being conducted and community engagement through mechanisms such as TB forums, as we sit here today for this meeting. This has been implemented to give a platform to all stakeholders to come together and work for TB. Skills and capacity buildings of TB survivors to transform them into TB champions has further widened the reach of the program in reaching out to TB patients, reducing stigma, improving access, and increasing linkages with social protection schemes. So, let me start with the agenda. It's already there with everyone. So, for opening remarks, I request our chairman for our State TV Forum, V.Kezo, to take the time.
The course of action that this program has to take now has been defined in the timeline set by the government of India. Now we have 2025. I think there is a calendar year, not financial year.
Yeah, ours is
Calendar year. So that doesn't leave us much time. We have essentially 25 months. And I think this issue, the strategy, the way forward, we have a fairly good idea now about how we should be going about it. So we will now depend on the domain experts, what you come out, what your strategies are. You need to work out a workable strategy. And I think the first step towards that is the relocation of TrueNAT machines. I think that is one of the critical steps to achieving a wider coverage. And you remember in the last meeting in Delhi also, they were mentioning that our figures are coming out far below the national average. Then during that meeting also we have pointed out that there are some issues of treatments being concealed and not being shared, because a lot of patients who are undergoing treatment would prefer to remain confidential, anonymous. And that also points out to the need for the department to reiterate the guidelines to all private hospitals and establishments to share patient data and to ensure that they report regularly the details and figures to the department. We are going to really need to have data. And the way I see it, your abilities and capacities to treat this problem is not lacking. It's just about coverage, essentially. And then capturing every single case. There will be continuing treatments. And by the time we close the year in 2025, we'll still have ongoing detections. What is the permissible rate? I mean, the normal rate for detections that we should get. Do we have some kind of figure for Nagaland? New cases, what is the figure?
New cases, the current TB patients are 3,800.
Then new cases in a year?
So the target given is 5,000.
It's all right. We may or may not meet the national standards. We have a lot of issues, including problematic census. So this, more than 10 years ago only, we were already discussing the problem that census has created for all the health sector meeting targets. Most of the meetings I used to attend. So it's something that we cannot overcome. But we can now specifically earmark areas where we seem to be having insufficient data. And I think we need to issue certain guidelines to the district officers to take that little extra initiative. Because you cannot routinely continue functioning and then close your eyes and reach the target by 2025. Nor will GOI be satisfied by us routinely going about it. So if I understand correctly, the central government would like to see the state TV program roll out a few exceptional activities, issue some clear-cut directions, and so the relocation of TrueNet is one of them. Then what else are you going to issue? We need a big list of instructions, and then to the district TV officers, kindly list them out, areas where you want them to focus. And we have a lot of vertical programs under CSS, under NHL. Since they also carry out a lot of screening and testing activities, we could also request them to or we could join them in their screening programs in districts. So convergence, utilize each other's dynamics, resources. I leave it to you, but you can come out with a circular. And then we can issue very definite instructions to the district TV officers. And I would like to have a weekly update. So by the first half of next year, you will need to have your systems fully in place, and then the rest of it should be more monitoring and just patching it up. So kindly work out a kind of a circular to issue to all district TV officers. And please list and mark or highlight other programs under NHM that we can also use to leverage our effort and expand coverage, testing, screening. It will be great for all our vertical programs to start learning to work with each other. I have been involved in finance for so long, 18 years. And I remember one convergence program that was related to the area right sector in Nadi. We talked for 3 years and we failed. Departments were amazingly resistant. It was like we had walked into somebody's kitchen garden and they wanted us out. It wasn't my department, I was a finance representative. But hammering it out for 2-3 years and at the end of it, to say we failed, it was quite amazing. So everywhere we have these little struggles within domains, ownership domains. So I would like to experiment to see some open minds and see whether we can maximize our resources for each other's, targets. Nothing much from me, I'm not the expert. I just want to see a clear plan of action against which I can monitor and get regular updates and see where we are. Yes, that much. Now, besides the tune-up machines, if there are other requirements, can we give them for decision? Okay, I'm done. Please continue.
Objective of TV forum represented by
Nagaland TV, Sop Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.